What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning back in with me. Let's get straight into it. Now, let me give you the backstory before I get into the title. Breaking news. Poor woman in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, Elijah Fletcher, was found killed after she was snatched off the streets of Memphis, kidnapped, and then killed while she was jogging. That hit home for me because anytime I hear about anything happening in my home state of Tennessee, my radar goes up. When I hear about something happening to a woman, my radar even goes off even more. And it doesn't matter what color the woman is. This woman was white. I'm just an individual that grew up in a heavily matriarchal family. Yeah, I had my father, my uncles, but I had two older sisters. And like I said, I just grew up in a house full of women, in a family full of women. I was one of the first boys to be born in a family in over 30 years. And then I brought that male testosterone to the family because his majority boys been born after me. But I am very protective of our women. And they've been covering this story in the news, but when I heard about that poor woman dying in Memphis, I immediately thought about all the women in my family that's still in the state of Tennessee and all over this country and all over this world. I felt a little relieved because I thought about the women in my family. Now we about to get into the title. It started with my grandmother. She taught all the women in our family basically how to kill and to stay dangerous. My grandmother carried an ice pick about this long. My grandfather was in World War II, and there was a World War II rifle at the house, and my grandmother knew how to use that as well. And I'm not going to open any old wounds, but my family has been the victims of a lot of domestic violence, attacks on women, sexual assaults, and shit like that. Unfortunately, it's almost inevitable when you come from a large matriarchal family like I come from. But my late grandmother taught the women in our family to be dangerous and to stand their ground before there even was a stand your ground law. If you hit a woman in our family, she's probably gonna up that tool on you and shoot you. Straight up. Majority of the women in my family, the grown ones, if not all of them, got that tool with carry permits and go to the range. That energy comes from my grandmother. So before I move any further, I just want to set the record straight. The women in my family, the black women in my family, will kill you if you make them defend themselves and put their lives in danger. Because they taught just to get home, get to the men in our family, and then we'll come in and handle the rest. That leads me to this. More black women need to get dangerous, protect themselves. Last time I heard, in the United States of America, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you have a right to practice the Second Amendment. That goes for black folks too, and black women. You have a right to bear arms. And what my grandmother taught the women in my family, that's carrying your weapon is a deterrent. And the women in my family was taught also, you let the man you date know the rules of engagement. You keep your hands to yourself, or you're gonna force me to. And before I go any further, I want to say, God bless Elijah Fletcher's family. You're definitely in my prayers. This is a tragedy, and I hope your family gets the justice it deserves. This is just one story you've heard of a woman getting snatched off the street and being murdered. What they're not telling you in our society, this is happening very often in the black community with females. We're having black women that are disappearing off the streets, like in the city of Chicago and other major cities. And what they believe is this is organized. You have criminals that are kidnapping women, black women, and doing either two things: subjecting them to human trafficking and making them sex slaves, or either using them for organ harvesting. Now, Dick Gregory wasn't crazy before he passed. He was talking some real facts. I want black women, part of the Black P.O.E, to stay alert and stay alive. Not only know how to defend yourself with a weapon, but you need to learn hand-to-hand combat in martial arts. I encourage black women to go learn at least jiu-jitsu. That's hand-to-hand combat with a good ground game. You just take his legs away from him, then you choke him out. And snatch his life if you need to, if he's trying to take yours. And something else, take it back to the old school. Start carrying that mace again, ladies. Get that Charleston White mace. That one he hit Soulja Boy with in his eyes. He called that shit, it was bear jail. It wasn't even regular bear spray. He said it was a jail form. I'm about to go buy a couple of those and pass them out to the women in my family. I'm finna go buy one and take to my child's mother. It's getting that serious and real out here. I'm not telling you what you heard. I'm telling you what I know. There's some sick individuals in our society right now that's preying on black women. Not just black women, but women in general. But I'm talking about black women because this is the Black P.O.E. And I want my female Black P.O.Es protected out there. It's going down out here. And calling 911, what's the police for? They just there to do a report, do the cleanup. By the time they get there, it's too late, ladies. And I'm just not talking out the side of my ass. These are things I'm going to teach my daughter. I would teach my daughter to stay dangerous. She will be in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu by the time she's 5. She's going to have a mean ground game and know how to choke them. You understand? And when she's at the proper legal age, I'm going to teach her everything I know about firearms and get her carrying permit. Long barrel and short barrel. Pause. Talk about weaponry, nothing else, but just make that clear. This fool snoring again. But on that note, I'm going to leave you right here. Black women, protect yourselves. It's getting real dangerous out here. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. One team.